and welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. These days, Kyiv has joined the European Mobility Week, which is dedicated to rational development of the capital's transport system. In 2017, Kyiv Cycling Association has prepared a rich program of events. To tell us about it more, we're joined in the studio today by Maria Shenenko. She's a coordinator of volunteers with the Kyiv Cycling Association. Hello, and thank you for coming.
Hello.
So what is European Mobility Week in general?
Well, European Mobility Week is celebrated in all the countries, almost all the countries of Europe, to promote the intelligent mobility, the shared mobility, the using not only your personal private cars, but also sharing the other types of transport, walking, cycling, well, to reduce your carbon footprint and to mix the transport and make it more intelligent.
Is this the first time Kyiv is hosting European Mobility Week?
No, we are celebrating it. We celebrated since 2011.
So
as
6
far
years.
as I remember,
6 years for now.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the 7th year we organize here the European Mobility Week, and the Kyiv Cyclist Association is like the driving force to promote the activities for the European Mobility Week.
Has the number of participants enlarged over the 6 years you've been celebrating the European Mobility Week here in Kyiv?
Participants, you mean organizations or what?
I mean organizations and attendance as well.
We didn't measure the attendances because there were a lot of activities, so it's hard to measure. Yeah, but the activities are common, are the same, well, not the same, but very similar each year. There are constants, some of them. For example, we have the Car-Free Day, World Car-Free Day, which is celebrated also, not in Kyiv, but also in other cities this year.
Of Ukraine, you mean, right?
Yeah. More than 10 cities now joined this European Mobility Week, and especially Car-Free Day, not only Kyiv.
So when is this Car-Free Day?
It will be held tomorrow on the 22nd of September, yes. And it's World Car-Free Day, not only European. And we wanted to pay more attention to this by organizing our bike to work activity, which promotes biking for other purposes, not only for recreation, especially for work.
It's also a good workout, right? If you come to think about it, if you ride your bike to work, it can substitute for a workout in the morning, which is a good thing, not to mention the environmental issues, right?
Yeah, and also it has a social issue, because when you have the friends who like cycling like you do, you can gather and make it together and ride together as we propose.
Okay, as I have already mentioned in my intro, the Kyiv Cycling Association has prepared a rich variety of activities for this European Mobility Week. Which are they? Could you maybe outline the most important one or the most anticipated ones?
There were a lot of activities. For example, we had how to say, our guide made a tour in the exhibition center, the cycling tour. Then we also had the meeting with cycling police, and the participants could ask any questions they wanted to ask the police, that how to regulate the rules, on the roads by cycle.
Do participants come only from Kyiv or from other cities as well?
For these activities, well, usually they are the Kyivites, because the activities are local. So it's not that widespread to come. Yeah, but we had the activity that is called bikes counting. And there were some volunteers that came from Kyiv area, not only from Kyiv, but also from region, and also from Zhytomyr.
Oh,
yeah.
I've read somewhere that you count the number of cyclists in Kyiv twice a year, in autumn and spring. Have you done that already?
Yeah, we have already finished our counting. Now we're waiting for the results from the volunteers. And by our previous countings, we know that the cyclists, now the number of cyclists is near 2,500.
Which is more than comparing to the previous numbers you conducted in spring of last year.
Well, the number is nearly 2,000 and 100, 200. So it's not that number that increases or decreases in
Okay, do you plan to make this European Mobility Week a traditional event, since you've been organizing it and participating in it for 6 years now? This is the 7th annual week. Do you plan to make it a traditional event?
Sure, we plan, because we see more new organizations that participate, new cities, Ukrainian cities, which join to this program, to these activities. So we spread the idea of intelligent sharing, because the slogan of this European Mobility Week is "Sharing will gets you further." So it's better to make it together.
That's actually very clever. Maybe Kyiv could launch one of those initiatives when people actually share bikes. That is widespread around Europe, when you take a bike and you leave it somewhere and you put a mark on GPS that the bike is actually there, so anybody who's around the area could also take it and ride it to the point of destination where he or she needs. Do you think that's possible in Kyiv in the nearest future?
We do already have this in Lviv, and there are plans to investigate it in Kyiv.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Any international partners who help you organize the European Mobility Week?
Yeah, there are British Council, and as far as I remember, well, that's
so
it.
The British Council.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you will have more international partners joining in future. In the meantime, thank you for your work. Thank you for organizing such a good and healthy promoting event. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
That was Maria Shenenko. She's a coordinator of volunteers with the Kyiv Cycling Association. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.